Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
How is everyone today? Good. Okay. So, anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Ursula Murphy. I am a professional PR and marketeer with over 16 years global experience. I am the co-founder of MirrorBiz Club, which is a content marketing subscription website for photo booth owners with PhotoMaster products or Mobi Aura. That's the content that we have. I am launching a new product at the show, which is called Photo Booth Marketing Academy, where I will be doing an accredited marketing course specifically for our industry, which I'm quite excited about. But this is not a sales pitch, so I can talk to you about that later. So today I'm going to talk to everyone about the power of content marketing. So I'm going to throw it out there, and I would like you to tell me, what do you think content marketing is? Don't be shy.
Videos you put on social media.
Yeah, videos. Anything else?
Content about your business, pictures, lives.
Yeah.
The right hashtags.
Blog posts.
Pardon?
Blog posts.
Blog posts, yeah. Anything else? Okay. So, content marketing is strategic marketing approach. It is where you take professional, focused, valuable content to educate and attract and retain your target audience. So it can be anything from videos, images, your brand messaging. So today I've just put together a short presentation where I'm going to talk to you about the importance of brand and your brand message and how you put that out there. We're going to talk a little bit about Facebook, a little bit about Instagram and PR, because so many people are forgetting the value of traditional PR in your marketing. So any questions, you can put your hand up during, or we can leave them to the end, whatever works for you guys. Okay, so the importance of brands. We started MirrorBiz Club 2 years ago, and many of the people that joined our club, their branding wasn't right to start with. So if your brand isn't right, your business isn't right from the very start. It's so important. You only have to look at large corporate brands such as Coca-Cola or Google or household names. They don't mean anything. So if you are running a photo booth company and you only ever want to be a photo booth company, it's fine to use the word photo booth in your brand. But if you are running a company where you want to grow and you want to expand and you want to become a photo marketing company, or you want to become an events company and add different products and services, you really need to look at your initial brand from the very start and what your brand messaging is. So these are just examples of some of the brands that we worked with. We had Mirror Image, that is now MMI Events. She didn't lose her name, we just brought it together to give her a stronger brand so that she could target corporate. Selfie Mirror Booth, which again has a picture of the product, automatically isolating you to only be able to sell that product to your customers. So we changed them to Next Pixel Media, because again, they want to go after corporate, they want to go after those high-end jobs that are going to make them lots of money. And then this one was a photography company who had bought a mirror to add the product to their service offering, and again, they got changed to Next Gen Events. All of those companies seen a massive increase in their business within the first 6 months of rebranding, because they were positioning themselves as brand and not a photo booth company. We all know as soon as we use the word photo booth, people automatically have a connotation in their head of an old style booth that they don't want to pay for. So you want to create a photo marketing company or a photo wedding experience company. Stop using the word photo booth, because it is undervaluing what you do in terms of your services. And you need to communicate that first and foremost through your brand, and then your brand messaging, which will be your strapline and where your written content starts to come in. Any questions on that?
What are some of the substitute words that you would use other than photo, like images is one?
You can use media, events, and the buzzword at the minute within the marketing industry is photo and video marketing, because every PR company in the land now needs video and imagery content in order to position and promote the brands they're working for. Or photo experience company. So content marketing. Content marketing, as we've already discussed, is written content, blogs, vlogs, images, video. everything that you put out that is visual or sending a message about your brand. And this is just one of our little videos to give you an idea. No sound. So we utilise video massively within our business, and we would create 5 to 7 videos per month, professionally shot, and then the professional images to go alongside them so that we can showcase exactly what our product offering is. This was a fashion show recently that we used the beauty mirror at. So if you are doing your own video content for your business, sorry, go ahead.
Is your client okay you to go in and take the videos of their event?
You have to get permission. You have to get permission in
They're
advance.
pretty open to letting you come in and do that.
Yeah. If you go to a client, how I position it with a client, I make it very, we do this for everyone. You know, I'm very presumptuous about it with them, and I'd say, oh, I'm just going to send our team in to do a little video, and then I'll send you a case study post-event that we use on our website for all of our clients. And you just make it very blasé, as if we do this for everyone and they're okay with it. Now, I do have clients where we are not allowed to video, you know, and there will be some brands that you work with who are very protective over their brand, and you can't, but you just have to get sign off in advance before you do it. And especially when you're working with corporate and events, it's a conversation you have as soon as the contract's signed. But any content you can get of working with brands, and the same with bridal, you know, ask them in advance.
So we put a standard model release in our contract that
Yeah.
says this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And if they highlight it, like for schools, they'll often say, oh yeah, no, you can't take pictures of kids. We're like,
Yeah.
no, we won't do that, so we just redline it.
Yeah, we also have on our bridal contract at the bottom that all of their content will be used for marketing purposes, and they've signed it. There's absolutely nothing they can do, you know. And we're just very particular about children. You know, if there's children, we just do not use the content.
Cope with laws you can.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth the headache, you know. Although I'm doing a communion video next month because the mother wants it.
They'll let you use it, and
Yes.
we notate that it's used. We'll use it for marketing purposes in a tasteful manner. If you
Yeah.
at any point, you know, don't want to do it, then let us know and we'll remove it.
Yeah, that's it.
So I would just caution you to be really careful when you're using children, because nobody can release the photos of a minor except for their parents.
Except for their parents, yeah.
So just be careful if you're using the videos of kids or pictures of kids. Some parents are very
Well, I worked in children's marketing, so I'm pretty savvy on the rules. So with them, I'm always like, I rarely use them.
I just avoid. I avoid it to point blank. I don't want children touching my mirrors anyway, and it's not my target audience. I don't want to do kids' birthday parties. Keep them away. Don't touch
I've got an
them.
elementary school day going on, so I don't.
Sticky hands all over props, and no, I don't want children anyway. But yeah, you have to be really careful. And the same, you can use release forms. If you are at an event and you know there's going to be children there, you just get the parents to sign a release form for the imagery. And most of them are okay about it, you know, but don't just stick a load of the images on Facebook and expect not to have them pulled down. So, social media. Who in this room is using social media to market their business? Okay. What platforms are you using? Okay, just Facebook and Instagram. Anyone using Google My Business?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone using LinkedIn? Okay. Anyone using Snapchat? Yeah, I'm not good enough for Snapchat anymore either. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you only about Facebook and Instagram because I have very little time today, and I assume that would be the platforms you're using. Anyone who is looking to go after a corporate market, you need to start integrating Google My Business, which is free. Ladies, it's free. I'm doing a whole talk on this in the other room, if anybody wants to come over and hear it on Thursday. But I'll give you a list of the talks that I'm doing. Google My Business and LinkedIn should be utilised if you're going after corporate. If you're, yeah?
Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was wondering, just because I've recently met with a gentleman with regards to marketing my business, voice, as voice being a new platform.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like, being able to say, Alexa, give me photo booths in my area,
Yeah.
and having your photo booth come up or whatever. So what do you think about voice?
Voice is fantastic in terms of it's remarketing and retargeting. So for example, I don't know if anyone has noticed, if you have an Alexa at home, if you're having a conversation with one of your friends about a sofa and you go onto Facebook, you will be served ads for companies in your area selling sofas.
Yeah.
Because Alexa is literally pulling customer data. I won't have one in the house. I will not have one in my house because it is literally pulling massive amounts of consumer data. It's good and it's bad because some people are absolutely petrified of it and they're getting an awful lot of complaints about the way the retargeting ads are being used. But it's an amazing marketing tool if you're in the right area for it. So I always say within a strategy, try something, invest the money into it, see if it's working. If it's not working, you cut it straight away. But you always should give it 4 to 6 weeks to see what your return on investment is with any marketing activity that you do. So try it and see. I can't see how an audience would be asking Alexa for a photo booth company, if I'm totally honest. I think you might be better looking at paid ads through Facebook or Google local targeting. It might be a better investment for you, depending on where you are within your business. So I'm going to talk to you first of all about Facebook, and it's going to be all about content and what we should be doing. So this is one of our videos that we use for bridal on Facebook, and we have multiple videos that we shot for different products that we own for this. So Facebook versus Instagram. Facebook is a massive platform for bridal and parties, and Facebook's audience are now an older generation. I now fall into that after my birthday yesterday. I'm the plus 35. So the Facebook audience is very much that plus 35 now. The younger audience are still using it, but they're using it for completely different purposes. So the 24 to 34-year-old market that you're looking for, the likes of bridal, are still using Facebook, but they're using it for fun, shareable, relatable content. They don't want to be sold to on it. I have grown my Facebook page for bridal to over 8,000 by sharing the biggest load of wedding nonsense you have ever seen in your life. Like, it's not on brand. Some of it I don't even agree with. But that is what this audience wants, and you have to remember that your message on the platform has to be specific to the target audience. I'm not my target audience. So those people want the funny memes and the shareable content, and for their bridesmaids to be tagging them in it, and fun and relatable content, because every time they put that content out and they are sharing that onto their own pages, or they like the post, or they're commenting, you can invite them to like your page, and you're just growing the content and you're growing that audience. Now, it's also about being relatable. This audience wants you to talk to them the way they want to be spoken to. So you can't be salesy. They don't want to be sold to on Facebook. You have to make it fun. You have to find your voice and make it like, for example, I'll give everybody a link to my Facebook page and you can have a look at it. There's 3 years worth of wedding nonsense on it. Just go and lift the content. It doesn't belong to us. It's all been researched and put out on. Basically, we put out a fun, shareable post at 9 o'clock every night because that's when this audience are online, and that's the best time to be putting out your Facebook content. Be fun. Don't sell to them because they don't want to be sold to. That's where you use your ads. Now, anyone who is reasonably new, what I recommend in terms of a Facebook content strategy is that you put out fun, shareable content at 9 o'clock every night. But on a Tuesday and a Thursday, you put out an educational post on what your product or service offering is. Don't make it salesy. Don't make it a whole, oh, we've got this promotion going, or we've got that promotion going. Make it very much about something fun or a feature of your product. For example, I love putting out, we have an animation of a dancing unicorn, and brides just love it, you know, and you just simply put that out with, we just bring the sparkle to your wedding, you know, make it fun and shareable rather than salesy, because they don't want to be sold to. No questions, stupid.
Could you just repeat that?
Okay.
Okay.
So, a synopsis of the content you're putting out. 9 p.m. every night. Fun, shareable content, so whether that's memes, funny videos, anything wedding related if you're going after the bridal audience on Facebook. And on a Tuesday and a Thursday, educate on your product or service offering with something fun and relatable. Then growing your Facebook audience. Organic growth on Facebook is really, really difficult now because Facebook wants you to pay. But you can have a basic ad strategy of say $2 to $5 a day that will give you a little bit of growth. What I recommend to all of our members and to my clients is that you start to team up with local vendors in your area. So live videos on Facebook are massive in terms of getting you reach and getting your page out there. Have a look at the local vendors in your area. So for example, a bridal store, a cake maker, a makeup artist. Start to do little collaborations with those people and do live videos so that you're giving relatable content on your Facebook page and you're teaming up together so that people learn that you know what you're talking about, you are the best in the business, you work alongside these people and help to grow each other with really, really good content. Go live at all of your events and show people your product. Do not be afraid to put your face out there because people buy from people. It is word of mouth and people buying from you is the biggest thing you can ever do in your marketing. Even if you have no money to spend, go live on your social media as much as possible. Go ahead.
When you say go live with like bridal stores, cake makers, makeup artists, like what does that mean? Like do you just talk to them? Or
or you can go into the bridal store and have your product set up on a day, do a pop-up with them you know, go live on the day and put out the content on both your social media and leave each other reviews on Google and on your social media and just grow and build relationships with other people in the industry that are going to help grow your brand and grow their brand.
Does Facebook ads help grow your business organically? I know you quickly touched upon that.
So Facebook ads aren't organic because you're paying for them. I only use Facebook ads, I don't use Google ads because they don't work in my area. They do work in other areas. But for Facebook, at the moment, we're in the middle of key bridal booking season, so I'm running a campaign with our members at the minute called 30 bookings in 60 days, where I've showed them what content to be putting on social media, because your content is key first and foremost, but if you're running ads, you need to have content on that page every day, because somebody lands on your ad, is brought to your page, and if there's no content on it or they're not relatable, you're going to lose them anyway. But the campaign that I show our members how to do is a very basic Facebook campaign, but it works, and it's cost effective. So for example, a likes campaign, if you're really targeting your Facebook ad, you should only have to spend $2 a day to grow your audience and just have that ad running on a constant basis. Then if it's bridal you're looking to go after, you would use a messages ad and spend, at the minute, I'm spending £50 a day, but I have 9 products, and this is key bridal booking season. So between the 26th of December and the 1st of March is the key time when you're going to drive bridal bookings. And we, at the minute, are sitting with 260 bookings from the 26th of December.
Message ads, I'm sorry, that's just basically when they reach out, they click on it and they message you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing about if you're going to use messaging ads, when someone lands in your messenger on Facebook, do not send them to your website. This audience are lazy. They don't read, they don't care, they just want a photo booth. And so be that simple with them. This is what we do, this is what we offer, this is how much it costs, it's a really low deposit, let's get you booked today.
Right.
And just keep it so simple for them.
You want to be prepared to reply as well. You can't let that message sit
Yeah.
there.
Our average response to replies is 35 minutes. And that's something you have to remember, because these people will have messaged 4 or 5 pages at the same time. And it's also about, again, engaging them and growing a relationship with them. Ask them, where is their venue? Oh, I've been in that venue before, it's absolutely lovely. Or such and such product would be gorgeous in there. Here's what it is, here's how much it costs. Let's get you booked.
I have a question on that note. What do you think of the auto replies, like the questions that you can put in there that automatically answer yes, no? Maybe?
I use one at the start, so one chatbot that basically asks for their wedding date and venue, so that I'm getting some information out of them to go back and be relatable. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar at all with the message ads. Can you elaborate a little bit?
So when you go into the back of Facebook, have you been boosting posts, or do you use...
I've done it very seldom.
Okay, don't boost posts. Nobody ever boosts posts. It is the biggest waste of money. It'll give you brand awareness, but it is never going to drive you inquiries. You're literally taking money and putting it down the toilet. Don't do it. You go into Facebook Ads Manager, go into the back end, and under Objectives, you drop to the very bottom of the list and it says Messages Ads. And then just do it step by step. It is so simple to do. But
what does the consumer see or get?
So can't you? I'll try and bring one of my ads up at the end, just so that you can see. I use video content, so basically I'll have like a special offer with a video and then get now. So my offer is always £100 off on a free guest book, but my prices aren't online. When somebody inquires, we increase the price by £100. So
they message you, that's the response?
Yeah.
Is it, okay, got it.
And you can set up the first response to go to them to ask them what their wedding date is and what their venue is. So again, you get to go back and be relatable and go, oh, we worked there loads of times, it's amazing, and you know, this product's perfect for your venue, so they know you know what you're talking about. Okay? Yeah, so don't go live. Share. Okay, so on Facebook, you should be sharing all of your Facebook content about the business. So that Tuesday and Thursday post should be going onto your own personal social media. Don't underestimate the power of your own personal brand and how many people are on your Facebook page that you may not see are potential customers or a potential voice for your business. So always share that information, because that's giving you a local reach of people in your area that are going to support you because they know you, and they'll be the one that will go, someone says, oh, my daughter's getting married and really wants a photo booth. Oh, I know the girl that can do that for you because it's another offer social media. Don't be afraid of it. Drown people in it. Literally use your own social media to drown people in your personal brand. The other thing is, be very careful about what you put on your own social media, because as a small business owner, I don't want to know anything about your political views. I don't want to know about your religious views. I do not want to know anything that is personal to you. If you are using your personal Facebook page to promote your business, keep it as nice pictures of your kids, or nice sort of, I am real and I'm a human being, but your opinions are nobody else's opinion, and it's nothing to do with it. It's none of their business. So just be very careful.
So I have my personal page always set to private. Nobody but my friends can see it.
Yeah.
Because obviously that doesn't work in what you're talking. We have to make it public.
No, not in terms of that. Even your friends or potential customers or a potential voice, I'm saying just be very careful about what content you're
Well, I do
putting.
anyway.
Yeah.
I don't, you know.
I think most of the people in this room are of an age where we know.
But then how do you get new people? Like, I don't accept friend requests if I don't know them.
Yeah.
Like a friend of a friend of a friend. I don't need 1,000, but now I'm thinking between you and...
I get an awful lot more business from my personal page than I get from my business
Would you
page.
take friend requests from anybody?
Of course you do.
Right,
I
okay.
take anybody's money. Everybody's a potential customer or a potential voice for your business.
Okay.
You know, and so long as it's all positive and I'm not putting pictures of myself out absolutely hammered in a short skirt and falling out of cars, it's all good. But again, be very relatable, you know, and be the person, be your brand first and foremost, because people buy from people. They're buying you. They're not buying your brand or your products, they're buying you. We're in a service industry, you know, so.
So I have a question about that. We were just kind of chatting back a little bit about, so I know there's an 80-20 rule, right? So 80% business and 20% family and stuff like that. So like, when I got messaging or information about marketing, I never posted about my family or my children or, you know, things like that. I would do like motivational stuff, I would do like current like stuff that's happening in my community, things like that. And then recently when they were like, no, you need to post more about yourself and you are, okay, I started sharing pictures about my kids, and people are like, oh, you're a single mom. No, I'm married, so now my husband's on the page. But I just feel like, so now I just feel like, okay, I know that I can share a little bit, but what you're saying, you know, like, I just feel like when I share personal stuff, I share like, hey, we're on vacation, or hey, we're doing this, or we're doing that. Like, how much is too much? How much is too much? Not enough. Or more like, what's not enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's that different spectrum, because I'm more like, I want to be private about my stuff.
And there has to be a fine line. You know, I work with clients that we don't put anything on their social media about their families and family life because they don't want to. But what I make them do is I make them go out and do live videos with people within their industry, or when they're at a networking event, or when they're out with a vendor, or you're in a venue, but you have to be in the picture because people buy from you first and foremost. You will get more engagement by putting out a picture of yourself alongside your product than you will ever get by just putting out a product picture. Test it and see. So the family pictures with me, I put out pictures of me with my children so that people can see that I'm a real human being and that I'm a working mum, and that works for me in my industry because I also run a Mums at Work networking group, you know, and that really helps too, that people see the struggles that you have as well, you know, that you're doing the school run and then you're sitting on your laptop outside while somebody's at gymnastics and ballet, and that's all part of our industry too, and it's part of your brand, you know, and don't be afraid to showcase that. Don't go overboard. Like, I don't want to see everything you do with your children. Like, once a week is fine so people see you're still a human being. Yes, you're a business owner, but you're still real. Go ahead.
What about for people who don't have kids or pets?
No cat videos, please, no cat videos.
I have nothing. That's me and my man.
Well, you just put out pictures of you living your life and the things that you enjoy doing.
All the fantastic things that you do.
But I feel like that's just too, I mean, obviously there's nothing cool. So,
No, you feel it's too what? No, say it.
because it's just like, oh, for people who are single, I guess, or, you know, it's just kind of like you're doing too much. Because that's all I'm going to be posting about. It's like, oh, I'm at this event, I'm at this, oh, here's me and my man, here's me and my man.
What's wrong with
Here's
that?
me.
You have a great life.
I do think that.
Do you want 2 children? Free to good home?
I'm good.
Don't be afraid. And this is the other thing too. I was given a really, really strong piece of advice last year, and this is crazy because I've worked in PR marketing for years. I'm really bad at my own PR and my own marketing because I'm like, do as I say, not as I do. And one of my friends said to me, Ursula, other people's opinions of you, none of your fucking business. And she's right. They're none of my business, and if I want to go out there and I want to put out what I'm doing every day, and like at the minute, I've just launched 2 companies, I'm launching another one today, I'm halfway across the world, and there's no pictures of my children because they're not here. So, you know, it's nobody's business. I'm doing what I do because I'm passionate about what I do, I'm passionate about our industry, and I love my job. I get up every morning and I don't feel like I have a job. You know, it's amazing to have that feeling, and to be able to get up and go, this is just so much fun. This is work. This is work. You know, post on social media, make them jealous. I don't care anymore. And that's what you have to get over.
So I never put pictures of myself. I call myself the grandma of the photo booth industry because last time I came here 4 years ago, I was by far the oldest person. I see a few people aging up now. I'm kind of happy about that. But so I feel like a young bride doesn't want to see. I look like her grandma. Like, do you think what we look like, our age, or
you have to be careful about your personal brand, and I wouldn't say people are ageist, because I would look at you and go, that woman's been doing this a while, I want her doing my wedding. So there's the other way that you could turn it. I don't want the ditzy blonde who's 19 and giggling running my photo booth. No, I want the woman that has been doing this for 10 years and is amazing at what she does.
Okay, so you don't think it's a detriment?
No, I think you're using an excuse. And I don't do it.
No, I look at everybody else and I love these pictures and I'm like, they look great, they're having so much fun and stuff, but then I just don't do mine because that's why I think it's a deterrent.
No.
Once they talk to me on the phone or meet me, then I do really well in person with them.
Well, you've just said it yourself, because your personal brand is good and you must be relatable and people want to buy from you.
Yeah, and I have lots of young clients, but it's really because they only know me through email, they have no idea what I look like or how old I am. And then I talk to those clients.
Like, take pictures with them when you go to the event.
Yeah.
Oh, true. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Because then that way
right.
people might not be scared. Like, you think they're scared because you have pictures of all of your
Yeah.
young brides.
Right.
They're like, oh, all these other young.
Well, I'm going to talk about that for Instagram,
Good
because
idea.
you should be taking a picture with your customer at every single event.
Good idea.
Go on ahead.
Thank
No
you.
question. I know we're talking about she just mentioned her face. Kind of just brought me to this question. What about other platforms, like when you're I don't know, you know, I know everybody comes from different parts of the United States here, so I don't know what you guys use, but like things like Gig Masters, things like Thumbtack, things like the Wedding Wire, the Knot, stuff like that. Now this is my question, my big question.
Go ahead.
Currently, right now, when you see my business, I have my face there, right? But then I've gotten into a marketing war argument about the fact that I shouldn't have my face there, that I should use my logo instead of my face. What are your thoughts on that, like in terms of having your face be the, you know, what they see, like almost like the brand logo almost versus, I mean, I love my logo. It's
Yeah.
a whole year to create it.
Yeah.
But it's just that I feel like seeing a face, you know, like it helps to connect. You know, in a certain way or whatever, but then I can also see the unprofessionalism side of it, that a person could be, you know.
Which platforms are you using your face on?
I use my face on Thumbtack and I use my face on Big Masters.
I wouldn't. I would be using my brand.
Okay.
Because those are professional platforms where people are going to look for suppliers, so you should be using your brand. The only place really you should be using a personal image is your personal Facebook page and your personal Instagram page, where you're sharing content from your business page, which is using your logo, and then you're building your personal brand, your business brand, and educating people. Thumbtack, wedding wear, and then not. Okay. So I have clients in the States, I have clients in Canada, I have clients all over the world in this industry. Who's using wedding wear?
Only the free one.
Free listed,
Free
okay?
and I've got all kinds of weddings.
Love it, Tommy, okay.
What'd you say?
Wedding wear.
Oh.
Wedding wear is great to give you a backlink for SEO for your website. Do not give them money. Never give them money. Because I had a client that when I started working with them was using a premium listing at $500 a month and getting nothing from it. Nothing. And the stats that they were giving me to say that he was getting all this traffic and all this engagement were the biggest load of nonsense I'd ever seen in my entire life. Because my Google stats were saying completely different. I managed to get him out of his contract, but it took me 3 months because they couldn't prove what they were sending was completely wrong. Which is the great thing about digital marketing. They can't lie. You know, you can dig down into the API and find anything. So yeah, wedding wear, the knot, thumb back. As long as it's free, don't have to pay for it. You'll tend to find too, if you're using Yelp or any of those online listing sites, that you're getting a lower value customer because they're not targeted specifically the way you can target with your Facebook ads or your Google ads and be very, very specific about the type of bride you want over someone who wants a £150 photo booth, which none of us want to be in out the door for. So, does that answer your question?
It totally does. I just wanted to know, why are you against the wedding wire and the knot?
Because they charge people a fortune and they're not bringing you leads. And they don't work, but they will give you a really good backlink for your website for SEO. As long as it doesn't cost you anything, don't spend money with them.
Well, I would like for anyone to share with me how to do this free, because I literally just spoke to the person in the hallway. So it's like, if there's an option, I didn't even know it was a free option.
Yeah, you just go in and set up an account, a free account with them, so that you have a basic. Now you only have a basic listing, but that's all you need. It just gives you a brand presence. You know. Go ahead.
Just asking how to do it. So she's answering your question.
I'm so sorry, I was just trying to help.
It's
probably
something. So
I'm so sorry. I didn't.
No, you're cool. I get it. So my strategy around, I don't use wedding wire. I would never give them a penny.
Yeah.
They're outrageous. They're ridiculous. Like no. But the knot, get this. My strategy around the knot, yeah, I pay them the least amount of money, but every single chance I get, I'm like, give me a review on the knot, give me a review on the knot, give me a, like, to everybody and everyone that I can be at a quinceañera and I'm like, don't be shy about giving me a review on the knot, because guess what? That builds brand credibility.
Yeah.
Once I get those awards, best of knot, best of knot, best of knot, like, and once I get into the whole thing, then I'm done. Thank you, knot, see you later.
And that does work. You know, the only thing I will say is their reviews are not accredited under Google, so it's not helping your listings on your website, but it is for your brand presence and your PR and face. So it does work.
That's one thing that you can do with those sites as well, is even if you're not using them, if you just check in every once in a while with the SEO value,
it's massive.
And because you have a listing, you can put their little logo on your thing and set as seen on the knot. It doesn't matter if you use it, you're legitimately there. So let the audience decide how important you are on it.
Perception is everything, which is what I'm going to talk about on Instagram here now as well. So we'll move into that one. What are we like on time? Oh, I've only got 8 minutes, right, okay.
Ford owns Lexus, which you would know that, right? Right, okay.
Okay, so Instagram. Everybody in the room has a business Instagram account?
Yes.
Okay.
Ursula, I am totally coming to you with that. Like, because I need help with that.
Okay. So Instagram is all about being professional, pretty, and positioning yourself to look busy. If you tell somebody something often enough, they will believe you. It's all about perception. Instagram is where all the brides now live to get all of the things that they can never afford in life. So it's like every bride has a Pinterest board with everything on it that she can never afford for her wedding. She now puts it on Instagram, because Pinterest is still used, and you should all be using that for backlinks as well, because it's pretty good that way. But for Instagram, it's all about your brand representation. It's all about being professional, it's all about being pretty, and it's all about selling yourself and making yourself look busy. So anybody that works with me under Marabooth Club, I give them, I'm very specific in the amount of content they get every month. So they get 20 images every month that are professionally shot, and I tell them that they have to post every day, Monday to Friday, on your Instagram page. So on your main grid, you should be putting out 1 picture per day. Your caption should be fun and relatable and should have 5 hashtags. And then you're going to put 10 to 20 hashtags in the comments below. You're always going to tag your location and always use a local hashtag so that you're attracting a local audience. Then what my customers do is they take their images from 1 to 20 that they've scheduled Monday to Friday for the main page, and they work from 20 and go backwards, and they're putting that into their Insta stories every night. This audience now live in Insta stories. So you will find that the traffic to your main page has gone down, but your Instagram stories engagement will have gone up. And again, it's just about making yourself look busy. You have loads of content from events. It doesn't matter if it was a year ago. Put it out and keep replenishing it and keep using it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I missed. So you're posting to Instagram, and then you're taking the Instagram stories. You're doing a compilation. How often?
So you should be posting on your main grid Monday to Friday, 1 post, and in your Insta stories every night after 9 p.m. And it is just about making yourself look busy. Go ahead, Brina.
You had mentioned about a scheduler.
Yes, there is a scheduler, which I'll talk to you when we finish Instagram. So, stories. Make yourself look busy. We had an amazing time at Sarah and Jay's wedding recently. That was 2 years ago. Your audience don't know that, but that's your content, and replenish it, because you're going to be picking up a new audience all the time. So just keep putting your content out there, and don't be afraid to reuse content. If you've done blog posts or you've done blogs, reuse them, reshare them on a regular basis. Do not be afraid to do that. Influencers. Before we go.
Okay, so you said 1 pic, 1 fun and sociable content with 5 hashtags.
Yeah.
Then 20 hashtags in the comments.
And make sure you use your location on the post before you post. Go ahead.
If we're gonna post like after 9 p.m., like say, for me, I'm posting, I'm here, I'm taking these people's classes, I'm gonna tag them. Should I be posting them in real time because I'm doing them? Or like, just record them on my camera and then wait till like 9 or 10 when I get back to my hotel room and start posting it?
Depends on the target audience. If you're looking at the likes of bridal, you want any of your bridal content going out after 9 p.m. because that is when this audience are online. So 9 p.m. to 11 at night is when you will get that audience online. And strangely, still can't work this out, 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. That's when I get the highest engagement in some of my Insta stories from the 24 to 35-year-old market. I can only assume they have a life and were out the night before and are lying in bed to see what everybody else was doing. Me, not so much anymore.
10 a.m.
The comments that you mentioned, the hashtag comments, do you repeat the same hashtag that was in the initial post in the comments?
No, different hashtags. The easiest way for you to work out what hashtags are going to work in your area is find a local bridal store that has more than 10,000 followers and copy their hashtags. Nothing is ever new. You just try to make it slightly better. Also, growing an audience on Instagram. The simplest thing that you can do is follow your local vendors and start to follow their last 30 followers on a regular basis. Because if somebody has followed that bridal store in the last 90 days, they're a bride to be in your area and a potential customer. So follow them, like a picture, comment on a picture. Do not be afraid to be social. See this whole, I have 6,000 Instagram followers, but I only follow 1. Well, aren't you an anti-social son of a... So I'm not doing business with you. Don't be afraid to actually follow people and engage with them and be social, because essentially we are content creators. We offer a product and service offering that gives user-generated content that is the thing that is needed for marketing. We are the content creators. The end product delivers photo marketing for our clients, but also for our business, so don't be afraid to use it.
Do you have a ratio between the amount of people that are following you versus the people that you're following? Because I go to sites and it's like there's 200 people following them and they're following like 9,000 people. Like it just looks silly.
I wouldn't go that far. Like once I get over sort of 1,200, and then I start to do a little cull every now and again. But it's still okay to be following more people than follow you. I would rather have 200 engaged followers on my Facebook and my Instagram page than have 2,000 people that are never going to buy from me anyway. You know, that's the way to look at it. So long as it's targeted and you know that they are brides-to-be or they are your potential audience if you're going after corporate or that type of thing. Corporate would again be a very different strategy on Instagram, but you should be following the brands, the PR companies, the marketing companies, or any of the large brands that you want to work with. You should be doing that through Instagram and LinkedIn.
What about when they like already got married? Can we just unfollow them? Or
I'd love to see the database you're using for that. That's maybe something we should look at.
well, like I follow them on Instagram because like I saw they just said yes to the dress.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, they might be my next customer.
Yeah.
But then like I still follow them and it turns out they already got married later. So then
I know, but what happens when they have a baby shower? And what happens when that child turns 1 and they want to do a smash cake and have a birthday party? And what happens? They're always a potential customer, and they're also a voice for your business. They're one of your brand ambassadors because they've used you. Don't unfollow them. It's not nice. Unfollow the ones that didn't book and use someone else. Influencers then. So when I talked about going live on your Facebook page and using local influencers as in other vendors and people within the industry, the same thing for Instagram. Like even try to do Instagram TV or an Insta story once a month with a cake supplier, a bridal store, and ask them, like go into their business and ask them questions and let brides see that you understand the industry. You know, do little walk-arounds at the top venues in your area. Don't be afraid to show a bride that you are more than just your company, that you understand the industry, that they can relate to you and they can rely on you because you're professional and you know what you're doing, and utilise that content for both of you. So get the vendors or the venues to be using that on their social media too, so that you're both growing your following together. I'm out of time, aren't I?
You keep going.
Yeah. So now you can do question and answer. So,
Well, we're doing question and answer anyway.
15 more minutes.
Okay, so I'll answer your question. I'll do a quick run through on PR because it's really important, and then we can do questions, okay?
What's the name of your Instagram?
Oh, this isn't actually
What is your Instagram?
my Instagram is selfiemir.ni
Okay.
and Media Lab NI. And don't look at my marketing. Do as I say, not as I do. My website is 2 years out of date and I own 9 products that aren't on it. But I'm still getting 7 inquiries a day, so I'm okay. Okay, PR. My background initially when I started in marketing was PR, so I'm very passionate about this. And I think a lot of people forget about the importance of PR. PR is how you protect and promote your brand. And it is so important when you're putting anything out there that you're protecting yourself. PR is non-paid for advertising. So events, networking, putting yourself out there in any way that you can that is not costing you money is PR, essentially. Working with your local media. If you have done a charity event, get it out to your local press. You know, become involved in those things. Don't be afraid to put your name on everything and anything that someone will let you. So long as it's free. Don't pay for it. The same. It's okay to do sponsorships or collaborations. I never, ever, ever do events for free. If a charity phones me and does the whole, oh, we're not for profit and I'm a charity, and I just say, well, you mustn't be getting a wage then. And they're like, well, I ask. Why are you asking me to work for free? It's just that simple. They have more money than anyone. Do not do charity events for free and feel sorry for them. They have more money than all of us in this room. So, but there are times when I may look at a brand or I may look at a project and think, oh, that is going to be a really, really good case study for me to be able to take that and sell it to 5 other companies. Let's do this. But what am I getting out of it? And let's do this at cost price. So I still charge for my staffing, for my design, for the media. And so it could still average £500 for a 3-hour event, but I'm still getting something and showing the value of this product is not free. And a lot of people in the industry are forgetting our products and our services take 14 hours to set up before we leave the door. That's how much work goes into an event. Whether you're going for 2 hours or 5 hours, you have to be paid for that. Your time is so precious. If you are not making $50 an hour for your own time, you're not profitable. So do not understand yourself. But you can do the little events where you do them if you're getting a case study, a Google review, you're getting content at the event, and it's a really, really good brand that you can put a case study together and send it to 6 different companies and suddenly get those events at £5,000 or £10,000 each. Don't be afraid to do it. And especially if you're new, don't be afraid to do it for experience as well. The first corporate event we did, I did it because I needed a corporate video. And it was for a brand, a drinks company, in a nightclub, of all places. It's very interesting. But they booked 15 events on the Monday after seeing the product and what we did. That event cost me £750 because I did a branded backdrop, I did a branded start screen, I literally did the full workflow. Everything was branded, literally down to the shirts that my team were wearing. And the client was blown away. But he booked 15 jobs on the Monday with me. So it was the best investment I ever could have done. So don't be afraid of it, but be careful which ones you do, because we have an events company that we did an event for them, and now I can't get her to pay more because she always got that rate. But she does 200 events a year and she uses me 3 times a month, so you kind of go, it's paying somebody's wage, and I get good content out of it, but I can never increase her prices, which is crap. So be careful and choose wisely on who it is that you work with or collaborate with. The other thing is I do like a contra deal with my local Chamber of Commerce. Are any of you members of the Chamber of Commerce?
It wasn't worth it in my neighborhood.
It's not?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried
I
it?
couldn't justify the cost with what they promote in our town.
Okay.
So I'm in greater LA. So my local area is good for my business, but I don't think it's worth paying that chamber.
How much is your chamber?
$275.
Okay. I contra deal mine. So I basically do 2 events a year for them at cost price, and I get my membership for free. But I choose the events I do. So one is their biggest PR and marketing event, and one is their awards where they have everybody in the room so that I know that I'll get business from it.
I cheat. I show up at the local event and pass out flyers and stuff.
Guerrilla marketing at its best.
We went out and took photos and we posted them online. It was the Christmas parade and everybody loved it.
Yeah. And that's PR. Exactly. Go ahead.
So for your videos that you're doing at your events for content marketing, how long do you have your team there taking the video to get enough content? Because you're editing it, right?
Yeah.
And then is it your team on staff, or are you hiring out for a videographer?
One of my team are a videographer. So we have, basically there's 3 of us within the company. I do sales and marketing. I can't turn a mirror on, not even going to lie. So, but I have a George for that. I sell the concept. Sometimes I come off the phone in the office and George will be like, it doesn't do that, Ursula. I'm like, give me a solution, not a problem. The client loves it. And they're like, but it doesn't do that. But no, we have a really strong team where George does all of the tech, Sammy does all of our video content and editing, and I do the sales and marketing and the creative approach to the business. So.
And about how much video do you need to create one of these short videos? Is it about
So all of our videos are professionally shot. Say for example at a wedding, the boys could shoot an hour and a half worth of content, and it depends on the event. I have sent our video guys out to events and they've got nothing out of them because there's not enough people there using the booth, or they're just not the right audience, or the venue's too dark, and sometimes you don't know. And it's hard to invest into a professional video person to go unless you know, say for example, you are a preferred supplier at a really nice wedding venue. Then it's worth maybe speaking to one of the local wedding videographers and saying, look, could we team up, and if you do a little video for me and I'll cross-promote you and let's work together, because you know the venue and you know what you're going to get out of it. Just be careful because it is a massive investment. Like the video shoot that I showed for Facebook, that was done on location with a model set up, and that cost us £5,000 sterling to do that video for one product, you know. But then we'll go out to weddings and some of them are amazing and the boys will get a video in half an hour and they can leave, you know, and they'll come back. We did a video actually on the strip. Is there anybody? Oh yeah, Tammy was there, you were there. So we did a video with our members on Saturday, and I think it was good for you guys to see how much goes in, And it was a short promo video just for the show to let people see our members and what we do. How many hours did we have, you?
I didn't try.
3. It was supposed
in the number of drinks I drank in the vehicle.
We kind of decided halfway we need to get them drunk so that they all stay and don't start leaving. But people don't understand how much goes into making professional video content. It's hours and hours, and what we do is we'll storyboard it and we'll check. And we've actually just built a studio where we're going to start doing mini product videos and the individual features of those videos for Instagram, and starting to take it away from the full professional stuff, because we have 150 professional videos for our products. We have a library that's huge, but we're going to start doing the features and the little things, because that's what social media is now driving us to. People want to see, well, what is an animation? Like, a bride has no idea. I love how people can upsell a custom start screen and a custom animation, and a bride doesn't know what that is. If you're targeting weddings, they don't know what it is. They just want a photo booth. You know, whereas that's when you're going into corporate and going, well, no, this is going to cost you an extra $2,000 because you're getting a branded animated start screen and you're getting customization and, you know, that type of thing. But if you have the little videos to show each of those features, then that's really beneficial to upsell to a bride or to a corporate, so that they can actually see what it is, if they care enough. Bridal really don't, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so protecting and promoting your brand, get yourself out to events, get yourself networking, take every opportunity that is offered to you that is free for your business, that somebody's not trying to charge you, so long as it is the right target audience for you and you're going to get something back from it. And don't be afraid to say no to charities and to people that want you to work for free, because you can't work for free. It doesn't keep a roof over your head. Has anyone any questions?
What reviews and what platforms help your Google presence? So where should we be getting reviews to help our Google presence?
Okay, have you set up your Google My Business page?
That is a nightmare for me, because the code, every time I put it in, there's a phone number I call. I tried that too, but I just recently got the code again because they sent me by email and put it in, so I'm work in progress.
So you've got the page verified?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You've got the page verified. Okay, so Google My Business should be the first thing that any business sets up, because it's free. And Google wants you using it, and Google wants you adding content to it every week. Because if you don't, this comes down to PR. You're not protecting your brand. Google will be putting images or anything to do with your brand or somebody else's brand that's close to your name into your Google My Business if you're not adding to it every week. It is the #1 search engine, and you cannot ignore it. You know, in terms of, I don't use Google for bridal. In fact, I only use social media for bridal. We don't even have a website anymore because that's what works in my market. But for Google, it is massive, you know, and even in terms of search terms, wedding mirror is one of the biggest, cheapest search terms that you can use. Because people see this at a wedding and they don't know what it is. And they Google wedding mirror. Can't say mirror. You can all slag me off about it. Can't say it. Go ahead.
So now that I'm learning about Google My Business, Instagram, Facebook, you know, and all the others, do you take the same content they post in one and share it through 3 at the same time? Like, how are you managing that? How are you managing to make sure that you're not posting the same thing on 3 sites?
Okay, so your content should always be relatable to the target audience. If somebody's looking for you on Google, you need to be talking to them in a professional business manner. If somebody is looking for you on Facebook, you can be a little more fun. If someone's looking at you on Instagram, you just need to be beautiful and the best. That's probably the simplest form that I can put it in. And then PR is all about teaming up with other people and getting yourself out there and getting your name out there and being professional. And don't be afraid to put out like small press releases to your local media. You know, don't be afraid to team up with other people and host little mini pop-up events. One of my clients actually in Florida is in a really, really saturated market, and he's been going 30 years. And last year we did his digital campaign and he had 360 inquiries in 4 weeks, and we converted 4. And it was solely down to cost, because he now has 30 competitors in his market that are putting this product out as a sideline for $150 for 5 hours. And a bride just wants a photo booth. They don't care unless you're being very specific in your targeting. So what I did, instead, I took his budget and I said, right, take this and do something with it internally for the team, get them new uniforms, let's up your brand, let's change your website a little bit. And I called the most expensive bridal store in his area, and I told her that one of her competitors had phoned me looking to do an in-store experience for her brides to set her apart and make her different. But when I looked at their brand, it wasn't high enough end for our product offering. And it made me realise, actually, if I teamed up with a bridal store once a month and do a pop-up, so we go in on the last Saturday of the month and run the mirror, but it's branded for the bridal store. The overlay is branded for the bridal store and has his contact details discreetly on it. When a bride goes into a bridal store, she's in a mindset to spend money. She's not at a wedding show where she's been told she's going to get a discount. She is going in to buy her dress. She's got her bridal party with her. She's got her mum with her. Everything that day is all about her, and she's the only person that's ever got married, but she's ready to spend money. So her and the party will use the mirror, and they'll just say to Skylar, oh my God, this would be amazing at the wedding. Oh yes, yes it would. We actually do weddings. Would you like me to check your date? It's only a $99 deposit today. There's not one mother leaves that bridal store without giving her the deposit, and they don't care what the rest of the price is, because everything that day is about the wedding and her darling daughter, and no one else has ever got married. But that is PR. You know, the bridal store is not paying you to be there, but you're utilising that, and how you sell it to the bridal store is, this is a marketing activity for you. This is an exclusive in-store activation that nobody else is doing, that your brides are getting something different. Post-event, I will give you all of the content and all of the data that you can then use on your social media and show people what you're doing. And it's great marketing activity for them, so it's a win for both of you.
Question for reviews.
Reviews.
So, I was advised recently that I shouldn't put a direct link for my Yelp listing. Instead, I should just send them to Yelp. Or I shouldn't put a direct link to my Google page. Instead, I should just send them to Google. Find the business page.
Why would you make it difficult?
I don't know.
No,
That's why I was wondering.
one-click rule. You're already asking me to do something that I'm too lazy to do. Let's do it in one
I
click.
appreciate that response, because I was going to say, because I by this professional that was talking to me.
Well, Yelp will hide your reviews. That's why, because Yelp will track where the review came from.
Yeah.
It's like I have 13 reviews because I did the direct link and they hit every single one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like
I might have been directly, so.
On Google?
Yeah, Yelp will, because Yelp will track.
Oh, Yelp.
Yelp specifically, Google I don't think is that way, but Yelp specifically can track where the.
So they put them in the non.
I don't know. Yeah, we were the first.
I made a search on my God.
We were the first country in the world that Yelp left. we don't have Yelp because it didn't work for them. But if you can make a business work in Northern Ireland, ladies, you can do it anywhere in the world. We're that backwards. Go ahead.
I'm in your group, and one of the things that she did a talk about that when someone's stalking you through your Facebook page and then calling the people, because you're doing these lovely, presentations through Instagram or through Facebook where you're showing.
Are you doing what I tell you to do?
I do.
Well done.
but then my competitors, stalk me and then call those people because they've seen which companies, especially the corporate ones, they've seen which companies that I'm doing these repetitive events with. And it's very, we just sat through a thing about working with your competition, and there's this balance between, okay, who's the shit and who's not, and you want to be kind to them, and you want to be a partner. So how did you eventually, I want you to share with them how you eventually conquered your sort of anger.
Which one? Which one are we talking about? Because there's been a few.
But
I've had a recent, so when I work with all of the members of Mirabus Club, I try to get used to work together, because you don't know when you're at an event and something can go wrong, or we have backups for every piece of equipment we have, but we have been in an event where the printer has gone and then the backup printer doesn't work, and you want to be able to phone somebody locally and go, can you help me? And also if you have double bookings or someone takes sick, or you just don't know what eventualities you can come into, and there's enough business for everyone. Are you talking about the guy who went to one of my competitors recently? Okay. So, one of my biggest competitors, and he's the only one out of the 22 in Northern Ireland that we have that we do not work alongside, okay? And the reason we don't work alongside him anymore is because we tried, And what we found was he was actually slamming our business to everybody that he could, in any way that he could damage us. He was trying to damage us, to the point that he stole my brand name, which I own the copyright for, and he put a town name on the end of it. But what he didn't realise was, by stealing Selfie Mirror, I'm Selfie Mirror NI, we were the original Selfie Mirror, and own the copyright. Anybody in this room just to know. But he calls himself Selfie Mirror Belfast, and he goes out and he does all this marketing, and he'll do wedding shows, which we don't do anymore, and he put his social media out, and he's out there marketing himself constantly, to the point that he actually had nearly copied our brand, and even our brand colours. That somebody had said to me, "Oh, I seen your van at the Ramada," and I was like, "Not my van." But what he doesn't realise is, by replicating what we're doing, someone sees him at a wedding show. I'm running digital ads at £50 a day to say, "Oh, it's amazing to see everybody at the wedding journal show. Our bridal show offer is still available until Thursday." We are coming up first. If they Google his business, we come up first because we're the biggest, we're the longest established. So he's actually helping our marketing. You know, and it's wonderful. He contacted one of my corporate clients, who I have worked with and have been a preferred supplier with for 4 years, to undercut us, to basically say he would do all of her corporate events for £250 this year. And her response was an email back to him, and CC'd me in, to say that she couldn't understand how somebody who was professional and offered such a high value product and service offering could put themselves out for that price, and she was very happy with her current supplier. So don't be afraid. Thank you, everybody.
Well, one thing. Where do you, someone mentioned badges before, so if you have a Yelp 5-star review badge, or you have do you recommend putting them on the first page of your website?
They should be in your footer and be globally across the whole website.